Are we ready to do this?
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, we're ready then.
Okay, let's roll.
And hopefully I will not be in this shot. No, I'm not.
Okay.
All right, so what are you doing now? What's your title, your occupation? Can you please also state your name?
My name is Leo Epee, and I'm an alumni of Augsburg College. I graduated in May of '99. And right now I'm working at American Express Brokerage Services.
Mm-hmm.
My title is what's called an advanced associate, and basically what I do is help place trades, equity, stock trades over the phone, over automated line. I also service accounts. So we have clients and advisors that call in and that have whatever problems with their accounts that they want fixed or done or updated. That's through us, and it's also kind of like customer service job too. So my job has got two parts to it: trading, where they call straight up and place trades, and then another part where they call for whatever they need done with their accounts or whatever they need to be fixed. So that's what I'm doing now.
Okay, and when did you start out at Augsburg?
I started at Augsburg in September of '95.
And what was your major?
Double majored in finance and marketing.
Okay, and what position did you hold with the Pan-African Student Union?
My senior year, I was co-chair.
Okay.
With Trina Bolden, and it was a great experience. I loved it. I'd been a part of PASU even before I started at Augsburg College, because my elder sister graduated from here, and way back when I was in, well, not way back, but when I was in high school before I started college, I knew so many people already at Augsburg College, at PASU. Anita really got me acquainted with the group, so I felt a part of it for a long time. And I knew she was kind of really trying to groom me to hold some sort of position, be it co-chair or secretary or even chaplain, but she wanted me to be very involved. So I'm happy that I got the opportunity to do it, even though she wasn't around to see that.
Okay. We have a lot, or some ground we're going to cover today, so if you could bear with me as I ask the questions.
Okay.
When you first came here, when you got here, what was your first experience coming on this Lutheran campus?
You mean when I started college full-time, or just my first time of laying foot here, or?
Oh, started college full-time.
Full-time. What was my experience like?
Or what did you gain, or what did you like come in contact with? Like what was your experience? What was your first impression?
My experience with PASU, or?
With Augsburg College.
With Augsburg College, That was a little tough one, but my impression was, really what attracted me here was PASU.
Okay.
Because I was fascinated by the fact that students of African descent, all students of African descent, could live together, party together, could work and go to school together. And you don't see that very much around many campuses in the U.S., be it in high school. There was always that line, that separation. But Anita again did a real good job at the time when I was just coming in. All the Africans and the African Americans did stuff together. It was really, we were really unified, and I really liked that. So that really stuck out to me, and that's really why I chose this place. Apart from the fact that my sister went here, and then also quite a few other international students that were here on campus. That also attracted me to Augsburg. So, but most especially, I would have to say probably PASU.
Okay. Well, tell me more about your experience with PASU. What did you gain as being a member?
As being a member of PASU, I think as a whole, I learned more about African Americans, their way of doing things, and our differences, more so how we're different, how they're different from Africans, and how we could bridge those differences, how we could work around them and make them work to our advantage. And I learned what the good things were to copy them, and I learned what the bad things were to copy and to throw away. And I also came with, a few things to teach or to offer to my fellow African Americans, and also, to pick up stuff from them. So it was give and take for me. So I really, that was one thing I learned. I had a chance to also learn about some more important figures in African American history that I don't think I would have picked up a book by myself and looked them up for a long time. But I felt like I had to at least, know the people that fought for me to be here, because I am also here as an African going to this school is also because of what the people in the past did. It's not just for the African Americans, we're also benefiting from this. So I also felt like, a responsibility to look them up and read about them and see what they were all about, and to see what good things they did, and to just, try and remember why I'm here, who made it possible for me to be here. So those were one of the things that I learned from PASU, and I learned much more about Pan-Africanism. I learned how to embrace the whole theory of Pan-Africanism, meaning that, as long as you're, black or from African descent, be from the Caribbean or African American, we're all one. And I really, got to know much more of the connections and why we're similar, why the people in the Caribbean are such and such, are this way, why Africans are this way, why African Americans are this way. Again, our differences. And it also pushed me to also learn about important figures in Pan-Africanism, including some main African public figures way back in the past, like Kwame Nkrumah and Du Bois, all those people who kind of, got it started. I felt, a responsibility to, kind of go and look them up and read upon them and see what Pan-Africanism really is and what it means, and I embraced it.
So now that you've learned about the Pan-African, the concept of Pan-African, and gone through PASU and at Augsburg College, how do you think that has helped you out in your life today?
It's helped me to really know who I am, where I've come from, where I am now, where I think I should be, and also where I want to be, where I would like to be. I've really gotten to know, to relate better and to work better with my fellow African Americans. I feel like I really know what our differences are. And I really feel like I know how to work those differences, to work to our, to work to my advantage. And not just my advantage, actually, both of ours. I know that, again, African Americans might do some things a certain way. We might do it another way. And it's really helped me to know that people are different. Being different doesn't make you better or less than anybody else. But it's also something to cherish. And again, it's also helped me to dispose of some bad habits that I think I had, and also to pick up the good ones from the Pan-African, from the African Americans, or from people from the Caribbeans. And I've also had a chance to bring to the plate what they want to learn from us. And then it's really, I've said to myself, okay, this is the history that exists behind us. The people who made us, who made sure that we're here today, this is the vision that they had for us. Does that make sense? So it's kind of helped me kind of define myself again as to who I am, where I want to be, how I think, I should even live my life sometimes. So I think it's helped me a lot.
Okay. Now, did you run into any opposition being a black student here at Augsburg, or what was your experience being here? Was it positive, negative, or what, if you could talk about that a little bit?
I would have to say somewhat neutral. And maybe a little bit more to the positive side. And I say that because I would have loved to see a bigger selection of international students on this campus. Not necessarily African, but, much more diverse, much more diverse. And though I know it's out of our control, but I still thought the college could have done a little more to have students from all around the world come here, and not just Pan-African, I mean all around the world, period. More from Asia, Europe, South America, Australia, to have much more of a global style going on. I would have really loved to see that. So that's probably what I missed. But then again, we also had I've had a chance to meet some really great friends on this campus. Grown up in Nigeria and Cameroon, West Africa, I had a chance to make real close friends with East Africans. 2 friends from Tanzania. And I had never really met East Africans until I came onto this campus. So that's one positive thing that came out of it. And I also had a chance to even learn their culture as well. And they had a chance to learn mine. I had a chance to pick up what's good with them, and vice versa. So there's been some positive things to it. So that's a good thing. I like that.
Okay. Now, back to Pan-African Student Union and Anita Gay Hawthorne. You knew her while
Yep.
she was still here. Can you please tell us a little bit about your relationship with Miss Anita?
Oh man, Anita was extremely caring, like a mother to almost every student on this campus. She wanted her students to excel and to do well in every part of life, in every aspect of life, whatever you chose to do. But she wanted you to have it together and to have a plan. She would call you if she hadn't seen you for about 2 weeks. just to check in with you, just to say, hey, how you doing? Is everything going well? And she would help you with anything, be it your resume. There was one time I was in high school, my senior year in high school, and like I said, I used to come around campus to hang out with my sister's friends, to hang out with Pasu. And I was doing a presentation in high school for on South Africa, and she had been to South Africa. I needed some props to do the presentation, and I needed some ideas. And she sat me down for about an hour, gave me some posters, gave me ideas of what I could do. My presentation was coming up in about 2 weeks, and I had nothing done. I was a little nervous. I went home, thought about it. She had given me some great ideas. I put everything into work, and my presentation turned out really well. That was even just from high school. And then from coming into college, she'd always check up on you. She'd know when your grades were good. She'd praise you, send you a letter in the mail, send you a little note saying, good job job well done. And if your grades weren't as good as she wanted them, she wouldn't send you a note. She'd probably just say, hey, man, you gotta meet or gotta talk because your grades could be better. I mean, she would put it in a way that wouldn't hurt you, or that wouldn't make you shy away or run away from her, but just letting you know that she's there, she wants to help you, she knows you can do better, and to believe in you. So, and very much into the arts. She was into singing, poetry. I like that part about her. Anita was great. She really was. Sweet.
So now, what advice could you give to incoming students and current students of Augsburg?
Well, I'll say this now because I've seen it. What I see happening at Augsburg right now, I'm not too happy with, honestly, because right from even the year that I was co-chair, I started seeing some sort of division between the African American students and the other African students. And I don't believe we have Caribbean students on campus.
Right.
Well, anyway, there was a division between, there's starting to be more and more of a separation. And my advice would be just to reach out and to get back together, because that's a special thing to have. Mm-hmm. It's not, you don't see that much around at all. And again, that's what made me come here. And I think we African students want to feel welcomed. We want the African Americans to show us, to make us feel at home when we go to school here, to kind of show us around, show us how things are done. And I think African American students also want Africans to show them a few things, teach them. And I've always thought that African American students sometimes think that African students are maybe a little too high on themselves, but it's different. It's because African students feel a lot of burden being here. Mm-hmm. Because being here by yourself, you're kind of going to school for a lot of people back home. All eyes are on you. So there's a lot of pressure, which makes us kind of uptight during the school year, which makes it seem like we're too serious. But deep down, we also want to know we want to know more about the African Americans as well. Mm-hmm. Deep down, there's a lot of things that we want to learn. We want to learn how to sing. I'm not saying that we don't know how to sing, but I mean, those are one of the hobbies that we appreciate. They're, the arts, the African American arts, and we want to learn more about that. Where a lot of Africans aren't as conscious about their history as African Americans might think. Quite a few of us don't even know that much about slavery, about the slave trade until we get here, and about how much, of an effect it's had. A lot of us don't know about that. So I'd like to see, some education from both sides. And I know, again, it's not quite an easy thing to do, but it's possible. And I'm not, forcing to say, hey, come on, you got to get together. But, I don't think it's that hard to do. And most of all, to understand each other, also understand that, while doing these things, we're different. They might do things in certain ways that we don't like, but that's how it's been from the beginning on both sides. And it's nothing you should really, it's something you should bear with and be patient with. So I'd really like to see African students and African American students coming back together. And that's my goal for me. That's because a couple of years ago it was great on this campus, but now we're going our separate ways again. And that's how it is on a lot of campuses around the country. You have sometimes you even have the office of just the African students, or African student organization, and then the Black American students organization, or African American student organization. You never have pan-afrikan. Augsburg is the only one. And if we're separating, we're not really representing what the word means. So I would say, let's get it back together. That would be my advice.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to add?
Anything else I'd like to add? Any other questions for me?
Those are all the questions I have.
Really? Okay, well.
It wasn't hard. I could make more, but I know you're pressed for time.
Oh, okay. Well, I'd just like to say hi to everyone. Okay. Everyone.
Okay. You know that is a big man, co-chair, big man? That's what that is. Okay. I'm gonna put that on the table.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Co-chair?
Co-chair.
You know this.
Thank you, big man.
No problem. Who else have you interviewed? Did you get a chance to catch me?